You have a lot of expertise on climate change, gender and sexuality, aging, and human rights, and also informal urban settings. So these are, in the end, the main global issues and challenges, to say the least. So how are they related, and how do you combine them?
So if we take the first one, so gender and sexuality, I think these are key to a lot of the other issues you just raised in that list. So gender affects the way in which we all see and understand the world, and it impacts on what spaces we can be in. It impacts on how people hear our voice. It impacts what kind of jobs we can get. It impacts the activities that we do in the home, what kind of income we can make, the control that we have over our bodies. And if we then look at things like climate change, so as you have a changing in the climate, either slowly or through catastrophic weather events, you have big storms or heat waves or flooding. Some people are going to be more impacted than others, and those who are going to be disproportionately impacted are those maybe who are already feeling the effects of, for example, being a woman, or being a sexual and gender minority, being a child, or being an elderly person. So the way in which your gender and your age impacts how vulnerable you can be to changes in your climate and changes in your area. Something else that's happening alongside climate change is more and more people are moving to cities. So we see the global urban population is going to surge to kind of over 50% by 2050. So you've suddenly got a lot of people moving into urban areas. So do those cities have the infrastructure? Does it have the space? Does it have the services? Where do you live in the city? How does that impact how you're going to be affected by climate change, how you can respond to it, and what happens if you're an old woman in a city, or if you're a young child in a city, if you're a woman who's married in a city, or if you've migrated into the city for work. So a lot of these issues relate to each other, and I think they're some of the key challenges we're really facing through the Sustainable Development Goals, but they're issues we're facing here, but also in other parts of the world.